Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm very well. How about you?
Um, I'm extremely amazed here with having you on board with MARCA. And I wanted to start asking you about Bash in Berlin because you've been in every WWE PLE. I don't know how many WrestleManias, SummerSlams, Royal Rumble, but can you tell me why Bash in Berlin is so special?
Well, yeah, I have been in a lot of PLEs, and the more I talk about it, the more it makes me feel older and older. But it's a funny thing. I got started very young. I was 19 when I officially signed my developmental deal with WWE. So, a lot of guys, you see them, they come in, they're new faces, but they could be in their mid 30s. I just had the pleasure of starting young, and the WWE universe was able to watch me grow up. So I did get to compete and perform. And actually, I believe I've set a record recently, the most PLEs, and it's hard for me to call them PLEs. I always call them pay-per-views, but I've performed in more PLEs than any other WWE superstar, which I think is pretty cool. But as far as Bash in Berlin and what makes it important, this is our first time having a PLE over there in Germany. Germany is a huge, huge source of WWE universe, and our fans over there just eat it up. And being able to perform over there live is going to be absolutely, it's just going to be huge. And with the year WWE has had, we've really started to do a lot more international shows, especially the big shows like this PLE we're going to have in Berlin. And then for me in particularly, I get to wrestle Gunther. So I'm really, really excited about this. I'm going to make sure that I get my wife a ticket and bring her over because I want to sit her right in the front row so that she can really soak in, the atmosphere. Because just based on since I've been back, since last November when I returned after my spinal fusion, I've really noticed a change. And, the fans have always been there for us, but there's been a change recently, just in the past year. And, I think a lot of it has to do with just the way the companies started to do things a little differently. Having Triple H behind creative, all those things, just all the variables are in place for everything to be hitting on all cylinders right now. And so I'm excited, so me as one of the top guys here in the WWE, I'm bringing my wife I want my wife to be there, to be present for this show. So, I mean, that tells you right there, like, I know this show is going to be special.
Yeah, I wanted to talk to you also about, I wanted to ask you about Gunther, because for a couple of weeks, we thought that you were chasing the WWE title, you were chasing Cody Rhodes, but suddenly you jumped from SmackDown to Raw, and now you're chasing the heavyweight champion. Why Gunther and why now?
Well, that's a good question. And I know what you're talking to, you're alluding to Cody and the title he's holding right now, and how I maybe wanted to get my hands on that. But, I think, although I talked about how I've been doing this a long time, I'm going to continue to be doing it for a much longer time. I just signed a 5-year extension, so I don't need to hurry up and get anything done. I've got all the time in the world as far as I'm concerned. I feel great. I feel healthy. And the opportunity presented itself with Gunther. Me and Cody are getting along fine. And I saw what he did with Kevin Owens. It's going to be Owens versus Cody at Berlin, Bash in Berlin. And so I kind of saw this Gunther thing happen at SummerSlam. And I was thinking to myself, man, the only reason why Gunther even had the title shot at SummerSlam was because he won King of the Ring. And if you remember, at King of the Ring, the finish to that match was a little suspect. My shoulder was definitely not pinned down to the mat. So I thought at the time that I deserved to be the number one contender. and challenge Gunther for his world title. And everybody agreed. So that's kind of what brought me to the Gunther match, is realizing that I didn't have to earn that number one contendership, and that I could just step in and challenge him right off the bat and be his first challenger for the world title because of that botched finish in Saudi Arabia. He didn't have my shoulders down on the mat. Referee didn't see it. And I mean, if you saw it, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The whole world saw it. So I think everybody can agree that I deserve this match.
Yeah. Another name I wanted to bring to the table is John Cena, because he announced that he's retiring next year. And I was thinking about something that CM Punk said that night, that there is no CM Punk without John Cena and no John Cena without CM Punk. Do you feel the same way? Would you like to make an offer to John Cena here to be his final opponent?
Oh my God, yeah, that would be a dream match for me. I would love to wrestle Cena. And I mean, I'd love for it to be a WrestleMania. Gosh, really, even if it was a live event somewhere, you know, some big stadium or arena, nice hot crowd, you know, me and Cena tearing it up. It would just be it'd be a nostalgic moment for me, for the fans. I know he'd enjoy it too. But I'm very similar in regards to Cena and just kind of letting the creative process be as organic as possible. So, you know, I can hope for a certain match or a matchup as much as I want. But in the end, the WWE universe a lot of times dictates, you know, the road we take creatively. And, you know, you get a feel for the crowd and what they want, what they don't want. And, you know, if the crowd wants it, I think that Triple H and creative will definitely make it happen.
Also, I was thinking about what happened last Monday on Raw when you brought up the legend killer. But now you are the legend. And I don't know, you feel like you have a target on your back with all those young talents in the locker room wishing to make a name for themselves for the Viper, facing the Viper. Do you feel like this?
You know, yes and no. You know, gosh, that's a tricky question because, you know, it's hard to look at myself and consider myself a legend. You know, when I was young and when I was RKOing and punting, you know, legends in the skull, like Dusty Rhodes, rest in peace, and Jake the Snake, and guys like that. Even Vince McMahon. You know, I got my hands on a lot of guys, and to me, when I was young and they were legends, they were like out of the business or you know, coming back for like a special moment on the show, and then here comes Randy. You know, like I think I'm currently as dangerous or more dangerous than anybody on the roster, and I think that anybody that considers me a target, you know, they should think twice. Let's just say that, you know, although I was the legend killer and I might be slowly coming into that legend role or that status as a legend, I don't think I'm quite there yet. And I think I'm still more legend killer than legend in this moment right now.
And thank you for this opportunity. I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I hope to see you in a couple of weeks.
Hopefully. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye. Thanks, Vicente.
Bye.